Ladies and gentlemen, let's debunk some terrible college essay advice. All right, class, quiet down. No one was talking. Shut up. Today, we're going to discuss the cardinal rule of your college essay. Be authentic. You must be authentic in your college essay. You, Johnson, I can see it in your eyes. You're thinking about not being authentic. Oh, don't play dumb. I know inauthenticity when I see it, and trust me, they can tell. No, they can't. Not unless you make it obvious. Now, before we get into this, I can't tell you to lie to your college admissions officer. And I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not. But the college admissions officer does not know who you are. And I've seen this advice thrown around sometimes like a panacea to being boring. Well, just be authentic. That's the best thing you can do. And as someone who has gone through undergrad, grad school, and job applications, I'll say that people fake authenticity all the time. Now, here's the thing. If you say you were the captain of your math club and you weren't the captain of your math club, your school doesn't even have a math club. That's a really bad idea. Additionally, if your personal statement reads like Oscar Wilde and your supplemental essays read like Clifford the Big Red Dog, and you got a D in English, that's a bad idea. However, if a quote from your father would really tie the essay together, or maybe a trip that you took. The flip side is true as well. Being authentic will not save a bad essay. At the end of the day, you have to show how you think, your values, your initiative, and your goals. I encourage you to consider how authenticity applies to your essay and what it means for the reader. Because authenticity for authenticity's sake is not always how the real world operates. But definitely don't lie. I'm trusting you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Chris from Mooshly.com. I have an English bachelor's with a creative writing concentration and an MBA. Now I work as a consultant, but I've been a professional writer, and I've helped a lot of my connections improve their writing and get admitted to elite academic institutions and programs like Ivy Leagues, medical schools, and MBA programs. I frequently get asked for writing advice, so I decided to put some of it out there to help you for free. I wrote an awesome college essay introduction guide I highly recommend you check out. Click the link in the description to download it for free. The next piece of questionable advice is in the same neighborhood, but a different house. Be yourself. The admissions officers really want to get to know you. To which I would say, no, not really. They want to know whether you'll be an asset to the school. They want to know whether you'll attend if they accept you. They want to know how likely you are to graduate. They want to know how likely you are to be successful and donate to the school. They want to know how you'll contribute to campus and the perception of the university. Are you likely to return for grad school or maybe to send your kids there? And they care about who you are only through the lens of answering these questions. This is all still transactional. Now, I know you're not sitting there thinking, oh, well, I was going to write about playing League of Legends for 16 hours a day and my social media brain rot, but if they don't really want to know me, I guess I won't do that. Right? But in my opinion, it's still not enough to say, be authentic or just be yourself. That's not really the goal. The goal is to get accepted. Presenting authentically is a tactic you can use to achieve your goal. And it's easier to highlight a through line in your application if it's real. So when you've written a few different first drafts to see which topic you should pursue, I would evaluate them based on this criteria. Hey man, what are you doing? Obviously, I'm writing my college essay. It's gonna help me stand out? I don't think that's gonna work. Hey, could you check the closet for me real quick? Sure. Why? Oh, well, maybe you can find who asked. Let's talk about playing with weird essay structures. As a professional writer, the guild may not love me for this one, but I would not follow this advice for my own essay. The logic is you compose a uniquely organized personal statement that stands out from your competitors. Maybe it's filled with haikus. Maybe it tells your story backwards. Maybe it's a dialogue between you and your therapist. Maybe your English teacher gave you an example of a really cool one that worked. But if you're not Shakespeare, it might not be worth the risk. As a general rule, a really solid personal essay statement structure is hook an introduction, description of the problem, stakes, what you did about it, your initiative, applying those lessons, achievements, and a conclusion. That will serve you just fine. There's so much room within this structure to be creative, I personally wouldn't look outside for something else. It's like trying to find a silver bullet instead of working on something that's proven. As an aside, I would add, don't worry much about the prompt. For your personal statement, I don't think you even really need to read them. You may if you find it helpful, but there's always going to be one that says something like, share an essay on a topic of your choice. And the admissions officer isn't even going to consider what prompt you chose. Just submit an effective essay. Finally, I don't think this one is ubiquitous, but I've heard people say that they got it before, so I just want to make sure that I address it. Don't use a thesaurus. That's insane. Absolutely use a thesaurus. Life is not a closed note quiz. I used a thesaurus as a professional writer. I use a thesaurus as a consultant. I'll use a thesaurus to write an email. What this advice advice is trying to say is don't think you can hide vacuous arguments behind complex language. Of course, once you enter the workforce and learn business jargon, you'll become a master of using many words to say nothing. But for your essay, it'll be obvious if there's no substance, but you've replaced every word with a 6-syllable synonym. The admissions officer is not going to fall for that. What do you think? Was there anything I missed? Anything you disagree with? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to download your free essay introduction guide from the link in the description. See you next time.